99 CL500. This is the W140. Today's project is going to be the valve body on the 722.6 training. It's been shifting kind of funny lately. I'm getting all kinds of codes, so I'm gonna start with the little things first. Change out the conductor plate. Change out this plug right here because they do tend to leak. They contaminate the contacts on the plate here. Makes the transmission shift real funky. I'm gonna do the filter too while I'm at it. Change the gasket. I don't have the oil yet, but it'll be coming in any day now. So again, this is the 99 CL500 W140, and the training is a 722.6. It's a fairly straightforward job. I'll do it myself. I'll get under there, change it out, pull it up, pull out the valve body. You know, check the screens underneath the solenoid, see if anything's clogged up, and we'll take it from there, see what happens. Alright, so you know, you got your typical bolts up here, this one here, that one there, and then there's 3 on the opposite side, so it's only 6 holding up the pan. You got your drain plug right here. I'm about to drain the oil now. I got my catch bucket here, and drain the oil, see what happens. It's not rocket science, it's just common sense. It's a little tough when you're on the ground, but as long as you got the tools, you got a blanket to lay under, it's not raining, so it's not that bad. Alright, so we see what happens. Okay, so I got the pan off. I'm looking at it right now. I don't see any metal shavings in here, nothing at all. Nothing, not one iota of metal in here. There are a couple of little things here that are questionable, but no copper shavings, no aluminum shavings, nothing. This transmission is in perfect condition. The oil is still rosy red. Yeah, I got lucky on this training. I think I hit the jackpot with this 500. No metal shavings, nothing. So yeah, we're good. I'm happy. Transmission is in perfect condition. Now next move is to take down the valve body, clean all that junk out, clean out the screens, solenoids, test them out, and put this bitch down. Put this piece on. So yeah, I'm happy. Nice and clean now. Nice and clean. Alright, there's the valve body. All this is gonna come down now. Filter's gonna come down. All that jazz is gonna come down. All that's gonna be cleaned out. So yeah. Alright, so there it is. It's finally off. It was a bitch to take off, because keep in mind, when you're on the ground, it's hard to have leverage. You know, you want to put your weight behind something, and so I'm holding it up at the same time while I'm trying to unbolt it. So there's the bottom of it. So I'm just gonna put the pan back on because I gotta go to work in a little while. So I'm gonna just put the pan back up there to keep dirt from getting in there. So tomorrow I'll finish this off. So all in all, it took me about an hour to take everything off, and that's going in between other things. So it's not that bad of a job. All right, so here's the valve body, conductor plate. Yeah, you can see the oil is still rosy red, so it's still good. This is a real critical part. I can't stress how important this part is. you got to be really careful you don't misplace anything. What I'm gonna do with this cardboard here, I'm gonna mark the areas where the solenoids go, stuff like that. I'm real absent-minded, so I just might forget. So yeah, so all this, I'm gonna take all this apart now. I'm gonna take all this apart now and then rebuild it with the other parts and clean out the screens for the solenoids. All right, so let me hop to it. All right, so as I was inspecting the valve body, this is what I noticed right here. See this? It's cracked. This happens a lot on the W140s on this conductor plate. And I can almost guarantee you that this is what was causing the problems on my training. See the crack? Alright, so I'm going to replace it then. So here what you want to do is you want to start taking the solenoids off. Take them off carefully. I've done these before, so inspect it. And what I'll do is I'll just put in a new one here. Just let it rest on there so I won't lose them. And I'll do the rest for the rest of them. Then I'm going to check the screen, the filter screen, and see if they're clean. I'm not sure. I'm debating whether to take this top of the valve off, clean out the ball valves, you know, the check valves and all that BS, clean everything out, make sure all that sludge is out. I'm not sure. I'm debating on that, but most likely I'll probably do it since I already have it off. All right, so I'm gonna take the valve apart, clean it up. You know, you want to take all these bolts out. I already did all of them already. Take these off. Take this off and alright, so I'll get back to this. Alright, so I got all the check valves back in, all the check balls, the filters are in, this filter's in, this filter's in. You can see all the check valves are back in. So I didn't, you know, some people take them to and they put them on parts cleaners. I didn't. There was no need for me to do that. It was all fairly clean, so I just wiped it down with a lint-free towel. So now I'm just gonna put everything back together. All right, so all these bolts have to go back in here, painstakingly. All of them back in there. All of them going to one by one. All right, I'll get back to this. All right, so the overhaul is complete. Put the cover back on here. Put the covers on here. Put this cover back on. I double checked everything. Everything's where it should be. So it's already 1 o'clock in the morning, man. I gotta get to work. So I was dragging my feet today. I would work for like 10 minutes and take off, do something else. But this is typically a 2-hour job, not even a 2-hour job. If you know what you're doing, you can bang it out pretty quick. So you have no clue how grateful I am to be a mechanic, man, that I know how to do all my own work. Saved thousands and thousands of dollars, man, doing my own work. A job like this, Mercedes would rape you for it. They'll rape you for it, and probably the bill will probably be well over $1,000 to $1,500 for this job. I did it myself. So the money I saved, I'm gonna splurge on a few cigars. Be good. All right, so tomorrow or later on this morning, I'll slap it on the tranny, throw some oil in, and call it a wrap. All right, so now the part's gonna go back in. The valve body's going back in. The new plug is going in. Everything's been cleaned off. The screens have been cleaned. Whatever part needed to be replaced has been replaced. So yeah, so now we're gonna get this part in. This is the part that's gonna be tricky right here. See this part right here? Let me show you. This part right here that moves in and out. This part's gotta line up perfectly with where's it at? With this part right there. See that little metal bracket right there? I gotta line it up just right with that. So, alright, so we'll see. Alright, so everything's back on. Everything is right back where it should be. Mosquitoes are starting to get at me. So everything's torqued down to specs. So yeah, so oil should be here by Friday. I started doing this without having the oil, so by Friday the oil will be here. I ordered the oil from Amazon because Mercedes will rape you for their oil at $22 a liter. And if I need 13 or 15 liters, do your math on that. 15 liters at $22 a bottle. Just for it saying Mercedes on it. Like that. So I'm satisfied. Everything is on. So Friday I'll throw the oil in there and then let it rip. See those O2 sensors? They're getting replaced next to. I'm gonna just do all 4 of them. I'm getting a code for one of the sensors on the second bank over there, downstream. So I'm gonna just replace all 4 of them. I'm not even gonna go crazy with them. I'll just replace all 4 of them. Call it a wrap. All right, so I'm all right with this. All right, just to recap, this is the conductor plate for the valve body for my 722.6 training on the 99 CL500, W140, or you can call it the S-Class. Some people call it the S-Class. Again, as I mentioned before, this part here was cracked. I don't know if the camera can pick up on it. Could have played a role in how the transmission was performing, maybe not, or it could have been this part here. This part right here, this adapter right here, is plays a huge role on the 722 train. They go bad. This right here has a seal that goes bad and it starts to leak oil in here. So, but this was replaced too. This part was replaced. The screens on the solenoids, as I mentioned before, I cleaned them all out. The filters that were inside the valve body, I cleaned them out. Obviously it's got the new filter, new gaskets in there. This car only has 115,000 miles. Mercedes engines start running their best at 100,000 miles. I have a CLK too that's about to hit 250, and I swear that car runs better every day. It's like the more miles I put on it, the better she runs. So I'm expecting to get at least 400,000, 450 out of it. No problem. You know, you maintain your cars, regular oil changes, flush out the training like every 50,000 miles or so, flush out the coolant like once every 2 years or so, and your car will treat you good. It'll last you for a while. This CL500 I have, I'm expecting to get at least 10 years out of it, or at least 400,000 miles easily for a car that's built like a tank. So I'm satisfied with the way the part came out. I ordered the oil, like I said before. Should be here by Friday. Slap it in there and call it a wrap. So I'm satisfied with this job. Happy camper.